Hello, this is RICKY, the Android guy. Hey guys, today I am doing a split screen comparison between Google and Samsung. And this is a really interesting split screen comparison because really Google is taking over split screen because I am beta testing the S7 Edge in Nougat, so I can actually see where Samsung is going to go with split screen. And of course we have the Pixel XL right here, and over here we still have the Note 7, and showing the difference between the split screens all around. So first and foremost, I really don't like Google's split screen. I think it's a poor imitation of what Samsung has done for years, and I really hope Samsung goes away from it after the beta and sticks to what they originally had, because theirs is far superior. Now let me explain. First of all, on the Pixel XL, I really don't like split screen for two reasons besides the difference that we're getting here. It shortens your split screen at the top right here because the number row and the clock and notifications stay on at all times, whereas on the Samsung phones you have to swipe down to get that. So you always have that present on the Pixel XL on split screen. You also always have the side buttons, since they're touch buttons, present on here. So again, these two phones are the same screen size, and I'll put them side by side, but you can see on the S7 Edge at the top I get more screen on this simply because I don't have capacitive buttons. So you definitely get a lot more by not having those. So those are two big pet peeves of mine on the Pixel XL. But here's my biggest one. Google does split screen like Windows RT did. For those of you who don't remember, that was an awful Windows operating system. And what I mean by that is that when Windows RT first came out, you could only do half and half. You could not move it over a little bit and have it do that. Whereas on Samsung, you can adjust it however you want it to be, like you do on a Windows PC. And this is much better because for me personally, I do navigation on the left and I watch podcast on the right when I drive, so that I'm listening to podcasts as I'm driving, and when I get to a red light I can see what's on there, and it's really great. I love that, and I do that all the time. But on the Pixel XL, I can't really do that. Even if you'd want to say get something from one side to another, it really is awful just not to be able to adjust your split screen however you want it to be, and I find that to be really annoying that they don't have that. So the problem is that Samsung on the S7 Edge is going that route, where now I cannot again move one to that side. So on the S7 Edge with Nougat, you actually have to keep it half and half, which is horrible just because it also doesn't do as good of a job. When Samsung does split screen, it realigns it perfectly so that it's smooth in. As you can see on this website and on this website, it's scrunched up because it's not doing it perfectly. As where this realigns the text, if I move it bigger or smaller, it will realign everything as need be because it's telling the app this is now your screen size. So it does a much better job with apps to tell them what is going on. And whereas on this one, you don't even align perfectly for a normal split screen. Lastly, Samsung has taken away a lot of their functionality as well. So right here, if I tap the middle and nothing happens, what if I just want to swap these two? I can't do that. Now, in the past, Samsung has done a lot of features, and what I mean by a lot is you have the ability to swap them, so you can swap them very easily enough. You can also drag and drop things, so if I wanted to grab something like an image or text or something like that, say I could take, an image or text from here, I could drag it over onto a text message or an email, something very simple like that. Or you can take text message from a website and drag it over, or take a picture from a website, drag that over and put it in a text message, and it sends it as a multimedia message. That is handy, but probably no one ever really uses that. So that I'm okay with losing. Making one app bigger and one app smaller. So if I touch this one last, then I can make this one smaller, or I can make this one bigger. That again, people might not use that much, so that's fine. If you don't want to, I mean, you could just do this in that case scenario, so you can move it away, and that's simple enough to do on the Pixel. So that's fine. We don't need these two. You can close it though too. So again, this is different from just minimizing because you're closing the app. You actually close the app as you would clear it, where again, we lost that. On the new version of Samsung, you only have close and swap. So at least you still have the ability to swap, which I think you should always have that ability to do. But again, we don't have anything else. So this is my plea to Samsung and also to Google to take notes and hopefully update this, because right now your split screen is god awful compared to the competition. Now, to be fair, maybe they were just going off of Apple's, which is limited as well. But even Apple does more than this on their split screen on their tablets. Obviously, their iPhones don't have it yet, but to be honest, this is a poor start, Google, and hopefully do a much better job. Samsung has been doing this since, I want to say, the S4 they've had split screen, so it's definitely more refined, it's more polished, and it's better. And Samsung, do not follow Google, because theirs is horrible, to be honest, and I honestly wouldn't use this split screen. It's probably one of the main reasons why I didn't end up liking the Pixel as my daily driver, was because of the split screen limitation, and it's something that I really don't care for now that I have the S7 Edge on Nougat. It's the one thing that makes me want to go back, even though I love everything else that Nougat added in terms of the UI on Grace UX with the S7 Edge. I hate the split screen. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you think that Samsung does have the far superior split screen? Oh, and the last thing actually is that when you hold this down on the new version of split screen, you have to jump between the apps like this, whereas on Samsung's version, I thought it was much better off having the most recently used apps here still, but you can see them and pick them a lot more easily than having to scroll through. Like, I really have to pay attention when I'm picking this. I couldn't just be like looking at it at a quick glance and then tap it, whereas on here I could be like, oh, there. It's so much easier. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys see this as a big deal? Do you guys ever use split screen, or do you never use split screen and would never bother to even have seen this feature in ever using split screen? Let me know in the comment section which one would you like to use, and have you ever used split screen in your videos? Thank you as always for watching. This has been RICKY, the Android Guy.